Hey, how's it going everyone? So in the last video, I left out an important detail that I would like to cover, which is what are the languages spoken? What are the languages spoken in every country? I want to cover this going forward. So the last country was the Vatican City, the smallest country in the world. It's a city-state and it's in Italy, so the main language is probably Italian. But I want to cover this, I want to be thorough and see what languages are spoken there. Another thing I want to cover is what's the food like? How are the main dishes? What type of food do they serve there? What do they eat? What do they drink? What are the drinks like? Stuff like that. You can see I switched to light mode here. And the main reason for that is because, so you can see my face better. My face looks better on the white. So I'm gonna go for languages. Vatican City language. So the official languages are Italian and Latin. That's insane. I thought Latin was dead. I thought it was only written too. Present languages. Many languages are spoken within the estate as its inhabitants come from many countries. Italian is the lingua franca. Trade language. So this is the main language there. Link language. And replace Latin as the official language of the Synod of Bishops. The Holy See, the entity with authority over the state, yet legally distinct, uses Latin as its official language and Italian as its main working language in administrative and diplomatic affairs. French is also sometimes used as a diplomatic language. In the Swiss Guard, Swiss German is the language used for giving commands, but since this state was established, native languages of the Pope have been Italian, Lombard. What the hell is Lombard? German, Polish, and Spanish. Is there a way to see like the percentages of how many people? Lombard. What the hell is that? I want to look at the pronunciation of Lombard. Slow mode?
Lombard.
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 Lombard. So, percentages. What is the majority language? Obviously Italian. I don't know if we're gonna get the percentages because it's such a small city. Probably don't have, like, it's the smallest country in the world, probably don't have that sort of information, but we can see that the biggest one is Italian. Lombard, which is something new that I learned. German, Polish, and Spanish. Do you know how many countries there are in the world? Let me show that real quick. How many countries are there in the world? 195 countries. And this is part of why I want to do this, why I started this. It's because there's only 195 countries in the world. I feel like I already know most of them. I don't know if I do, but I have that feeling. I feel like I should know all of them. Like, why not? I don't know if I need to memorize them or anything, but I would like to go over each one during this series. And it's just interesting to me. I'm just curious, like, what are these little countries? The small, like, I'm starting from the smallest because those are the most interesting to me, because those are the ones I know the least about. And this isn't really just about like learning geography or like knowing where they are on the map and stuff like that. It's really just me not knowing about the world. You know, like history is probably my weakest subject. Social studies, world news, world history, I'm so bad at it, and I don't know what's going on in the world. So I am Turkish. I am Turkish American. And when someone comes up to me and they're like, do you know what's going on in Turkey? Or like, have you heard of what's going on in Europe? And I just have no idea. I'm first generation, by the way. I was born in America, so I spent my whole life here. So I don't know everything that's going on in Turkey. A lot of my family lives there, but I feel so stupid when I don't know what's going on in Turkey and just around the world in general. So I want to get a better understanding of the world, of the countries in the world, and that's part of why I'm doing this. And you'll notice that this is way different than most of my other content. Most of my other videos are about video games, and I just wanted to mix it up. And I want, the idea is I want to be able to cover anything on my channel. I want to, anything that interests me, I want to be able to cover it. And this is just one of those things. Like, I want to see what's going on in the world. Like I explained in my first video, I was looking around Google Earth and I saw like this little island I'd heard nothing about. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, who lives there? What are the fish there? Like, what are the animals? It would be cool to have just like a base understanding of the animals around the world. Like, there's probably a lot of things I don't know about. There's things that we don't know about in general. And like, I could actually travel. I could go to these places, but I don't have the money to do that. And on top of that, I don't know if I want to go to these places, you know, like the smallest countries in the world. As I'm going through all of these countries, I will gain a better understanding like about these places. And also like, if I want to go there, maybe I do want to go there, maybe I don't want to go there. I don't know. You know, I don't know where I want to go in the world. I just know of the few places I've been. You know, I've been to Mexico, Turkey. I've lived my whole life in the United States. I lived in New York. I lived in New Jersey, lived in Philadelphia. So I don't have this huge understanding about the world. And it's not about like trivia facts, just like knowing this random crap, because it is just like random crap. Learning about the world, it's more like curiosity. Like, I just want to know, and this is like a learning thing for me, right? Like, I'm a student here, I am learning. I'm not the teacher. I am not saying like, hey, like, look at this, learn about this. Like, the goal here is to learn, for me to learn, and also, if you're watching this, learning together, you know? And if you are a teacher, if you do know things about like obscure places that I've never heard of before, then you can leave a comment. That would be great if it would help us, anyone watching this video or me, to learn more about a place. That would be great. Alright, so I'm thinking this is gonna be like the same as Italy. I mean, I don't know about Italy, honestly. I know about like pasta, linguine, but I'm gonna search, what do people eat in the Vatican City? Maybe it's like this gourmet, amazing stuff I've never heard of. Vatican City food and restaurants. And throughout the series, I'm not gonna just find a Wikipedia article always. I don't think, there's probably a Wikipedia article for every country, but I don't think that's gonna be enough here. I'm gonna have to go to other websites like this. So there's a single bar in the Vatican museums which closes at 4 p.m. That sounds horrible. I guess they don't drink much. Food in Vatican City is largely Italian fare, consisting of various pasta, polenta. I don't know what polenta is. Polenta is boiled cornmeal that was historically made from other grains. It may be served as hot porridge, or it may be allowed to cool and solidify into a loaf that can be baked, fried, or grilled. Yeah, I've never had that. Seems like a common dish in northern Italy. They ate it before corn was brought to America. Cornmeal porridge. So it's like porridge. I think they call it porridge in like Europe. I heard like PewDiePie called it porridge, but I call that oatmeal. So I guess it's just like oatmeal. Risotto, I thought that was cheese. Risotto is a northern Italian rice dish cooked with broth until it reaches a creamy consistency. The broth can be derived from meat, fish, or egg, fish or vegetables. Many types of risotto contain butter. Alright, so are they eating pasta? If there's like a fancy gathering, they're eating pasta, polenta, risotto. Visitors can start their meal with an antipasto or appetizer, as well as coffee and liquor. They eat tiramisu. Dining within the Vatican museums is possible at the cafe-style eatery or the pizzeria, which specializes in pizza. These venues, so I'm pretty sure it's just like Italy. The food is just like Italy. I don't think it's going to be that different. Alright, so that's what people eat in the Vatican City. What do people drink in the Vatican City? Wine, for sure. The Vatican City consumes more wine per head than any other country. Okay. Why does the Vatican drink so much wine? So this was an easy answer. What do they drink? Wine. Okay, so let's move on. Alright, so with that all out of the way, let's move on to the next country. And hopefully I am not butchering this, but it is called Tokelau. Alright, so now I'm a little confused because I am looking on the list of countries. So I googled for the list of countries by population, right? And there's this Wikipedia page, and this was the one I used in my first video, I'm pretty sure. You can see Holy See is the... So I sorted this by population. Number 1 is China, of course. 2, India. 3, United States. And if we go to the lowest population, we see the Holy See, which is the Vatican City. That was the first video. There is a population of 801 people there in the year 2020. It's now actually the year 2022, so a better estimate would be nice, but I think it's still the lowest. But as you can see here, now I'm on this other list, which is a Wikipedia page with the list of countries and dependencies by population, right? And this one is saying that there's 2 other smaller countries, and maybe they're not like legally considered countries or something like that. I don't know the specifics of it, but I think what this means is I'm going to do some other videos on these other places if they are interesting, just to like learn more about them. It seems like this one, the Pitcairn Islands, have 40 people living there, a population of 40. The Cocos, Vatican City here is number 195. Then Tokelau It seems like it's in New Zealand, or part of New Zealand, or by New Zealand. This is the first time ever hearing about it, but this is what this video is about. I know it's taken a long time to get here, but I wanted to say a lot of things. So Tokelau, let me find the pronunciation first of all. And because this was the list that I was using originally, this is where I got the idea to do Tokelau. But this might change my videos in the future. I might do some of these other places on this other Wikipedia list. So Tokelau, I like the name of it already, Tokelau. So what is the pronunciation, first of all?
Tokelau.
Tokelau.
Tokelau. Cool. So there are 1,357 people living there. The first thing I want to do with Tokelau is get a good look at it. I'll go to Google Earth. I want to see, like, what does it look like? Alright, so here I am on Google Earth. Let me plug in Tokelau. And we can see this picture right here. It looks like a deserted island. Like, looking at this right here. This looks like the entire thing. So let me see, can you put a street view? You can't put a street view down. There's no street view data available here. But we can see how it looks like a road around and then water in the middle. And this is the entire island of Tokelau. It looks like. That's it. There's one image here. That is very rare. I think that's very rare. So it's a remote group of atolls in the South Pacific Ocean, halfway between Hawaii and New Zealand, which is a territory. It's usually accessed by boat from Samoa, a trip that can take 24 hours. Nuku Nono Atoll contains accommodation and clear lagoon rich in marine life. Whakaofo has swimming pigs that famously catch fish near its coral reef. So I don't know what an atoll is. It's a remote group of atolls. Alright, so we can see on this island here, we have Nuku Nonu, Natalulaga, Nuku Nonu Village. Okay, so we are getting more images here. Wow, there's a hospital. We're actually seeing buildings now. So it looks like a deserted island before, but now there's some buildings. It looks like maybe some resorts. Solar panels, the church, there's a church there. And it looks like there's a hospital. We already saw here that it is a dependent territory of New Zealand in the southern Pacific Ocean. It consists of 3 tropical coral atolls. I'm just gonna go to this Wikipedia page. Geez, a lot of... I thought that said conflict with other countries. Contact with other cultures. Politics. So what did I want to see here? So, Northeast Union Island. It's called the Tokelau Island. This is a flag. I do want to cover the flag too. That's important. This is also another good thing, just to Google the name, see what comes up, see if there's something big that comes up. What is Tokelau famous for? Tokelau has the smallest economy of any sovereign nation, although it is a leader in renewable energy, being the first 100% solar-powered nation in the world. Tokelau is officially referred to as a nation of New Zealand government as the Tokelauan government. I did notice that they have solar panels. I guess that powers like the whole island. I mean, it's a pretty small island, it seems like. Is Tokelau a poor country? Despite being predominantly known as a lower middle income nation, Tokelau still has higher incomes than any other Polynesian country. This is a Polynesian country? Native to Polynesia. See, this is where you see that I don't know anything. Like, I don't know what Polynesia is. Polynesia. Generally defined as the islands within the Polynesian Triangle, although some of the islands inhabited by Polynesian people are situated outside the Okay, so Tokelau counts. There's this Polynesia Triangle. And these are Polynesians, I guess? All these people who live on these islands? Maybe this means that they're all like traveling to each other on these islands. And it seems Hawaii is a Polynesian island. I never knew that. Never known what Polynesia was. I've definitely heard of it before. Tokelauan. But let's focus on Tokelau. So what is Tokelau famous for? It seems pretty boring right now. It seems like this is the picture. Causes of poverty in Tokelau. It just looks like a road with water in the middle. But also it looks like a treasure map or something, like something's buried in the center. And when I see something like this, that's when I get curious, like, what is this? What is this? I think this is Vamor. I don't think this, or whoa. Okay, this is Tokelau, I think. Seems like poverty, rich people, poor countries. I think this might be Tokelau though. You can see the road. I guess it's not a road, I guess it's just land with water in the middle. Living conditions in Tokelau. A country between Hawaii and New Zealand consists of I never looked this up. What is three coral atolls? Coral reef? Alright, so it's a type of coral reef, a coral atoll. When a fringing reef continues to grow upward from a volcanic island that has sunk entirely below sea level, an atoll is formed. Atolls are usually circular or oval in shape with an open lagoon in the center. So I guess that's what it is. It's a lagoon. And this is gonna sound stupid, but what is a lagoon? Shallow body of water separated from a larger body of water by narrow landform such as reefs, barrier islands, barrier peninsulas. Okay. Lagoon. So about Tokelau. So I guess it's all like a coral reef. So the wildlife might be nice there, like the fish and the stuff. Let me see that. Tokelau wildlife. Vegetation cover is dense with about 40 plant species altogether, including coconut, palm, pandanus. This I think is just palm trees. Coconut palm trees. Pandanus? What is pandanus? Screw pine plant. I've never heard of this in my life. Pandanus. How do you pronounce this? Pandanus. Screw pine. Pandanus pronunciation.
Pandanus.
Yeah, I was right. Pandanus. Who the hell named that? What is that? Genus of monocots. I might have heard of this. Pandanus City. No, I don't know. So that's some of the plants. Oh yeah, what is the size? Tokelau. I was seeing like 1.5 miles there. So I guess the area of the whole thing is 4.6 miles. But I wonder if that means only the land or we're including the water there in the middle, the lagoon. Pretty small. 4 miles. So it's like a coral reef and people are living on it? I don't know if you're supposed to live on a coral reef. Coral atoll. You know, this might be a good idea, just going straight to YouTube and then searching for it. See if we see a video on it. Tokelau, 6 interesting facts, scenes of Tokelau. Like, if I can just, because I want to see what it's like. There's no street views. YouTube might be a good place to actually see people there. Like, is the floor slippery or something? I don't know.
Number 1. You will be surprised to know that the most dangerous fact about this island is that it can disappear anytime in the near future. A United Nations report on the consequences of global warming included.
Yeah, I mean, it's a coral reef. There's 3 coral atolls.
Tokelau in the list of islands that could disappear under the.
I mean, I sound like I'm acting like I'm an expert. I didn't know what that was 5 minutes ago. So.
In the 21st century, if they do not take drastic measures to stop the contamination process. Number 2. One of the most surprising facts about this island is.
If it's coral, how do trees grow out of coral?
Is that traveling to Tokelau Islands is not easy. The island has no airport or coastal port to facilitate movement. The only means of transportation used to reach here is by a boat. Moreover, finding a place to sleep in Tokelau can be quite a challenge because it has very few number of rest houses, resorts, and guest houses. Number 3.
Damn, this is a secluded place, but I was gonna look this up. How do you get there? Hotels, flights, stuff like that. It looks like you can't even fly there. you have to just go to the Hawaii, I guess, or New Zealand, and then you take a boat there.
Tokelau is one of the smallest countries of the world, with an area of just 10 kilometers square. Yes, only 10 kilometers long. You can actually visit the island.
Seems like a lot of people there, though. Like, are these tourists? It's a decent amount of people walking right now.
Entirely in less than a day, but if you wish to stay more, you will have to negotiate with the local elders to take a refuge at their place.
What? The local elders? That's like straight out of a...
Tokelau is one of the smallest countries of the
I don't know, TV show or something.
world, with an area of just 10 kilometers square. Yes, only 10 kilometers long. You can actually visit the island entirely in less than a day, but if you wish to stay more, you will have to negotiate with the local elders to take a refuge at their place. Number
That's
4.
so sick.
All the electricity available in this country is generated by solar panels.
How do you become an elder? How do you become a Tokelau elder? Tokelau elder. Or I just want to know more about these elders. Tokelau, this is a news report. Tokelau elders aggrieved that investigation with report withheld. So they don't have like a government, or I guess they're very not very developed, but seems like they have elders instead of a government. Tokelau elders aggrieved that investigation report withheld. I'm just confused about it. I think it's just another word for like our government. If you think about our government, they're all old. They're all old people. I guess those are our elders, and these are their elders.
It is the only country in the world where 100% of the electricity consumed comes from the sun. And that's really great for the ecology. Number 5. The only crops produced in Tokelau are bananas and coconuts. The island produces nothing else on its own, and supports itself entirely through the help provided by New Zealand. Number 6. The island is so close to the ocean water that the highest point here is just 5 meters. Well, that might be a nice little adventure for newbie mountaineers, at least. That was all about Tokelau for you. Do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel, Explify.
Seems like hard to get footage there. I guess just because it's so small, there's not that much. Like I was seeing whoever created this video using the same video or the same images I saw in Google Images. This is the same image I saw in Google Images. I honestly think we've seen everything we can about this place though. It's pretty small. So let me move on to like the animals. Like what animals could live there? Rats. So bananas, we saw bananas and some other thing. I'm gonna search for rats. Yeah, this is where it says it. Vegetation cover is dense with about 40 plant species together, including coconut palm, pandanus, and other Polynesian trees and shrubs. Wildlife includes rats, lizards, seabirds, and a few migratory birds. So nothing big. You're not gonna get like a deer or a bear in Tokelau, or a lion, or like anything crazy. It's just like rats. Why are rats there? What the hell? Rats, lizards, seabirds. So let me see flights. Flights to Tokelau. Let's see if there's like some sort of deal. What the hell? Let's go from New Jersey. Atlantic City is really expensive, so try like Trenton, New Jersey. That's insanely expensive. What the hell? Hawaii. You can get to Hawaii for far cheaper. And then you can take a boat ride. How much is a boat ride? I feel like you'd get weird looks if you went to this place. Like, what are you doing here? It looks so expensive. Actually so expensive. That might have been like the whole package. Like 1,300 to... Like, if I want to go from New Jersey to Tokelau, very expensive. So you're gonna go to this place, Fiji. I don't really know what I'm looking at, to be honest. Alright, so it's expensive. So hotels in Tokelau. I'm gonna say this isn't a place you want to visit. There's like 3 hotels on the island. It's probably really hard. I don't think you should be there in general. They were saying like this place can sink. I would say like if you live there to go somewhere else. I don't know. Like usually, if I search Germany on Google, I guess it's not coming up. France. It's gonna tell me things to do, flight. I guess I would have to search France hotels. Right, and you got all these. But if I search Tokelau, you're not gonna find much. This is like, if you really, really, really want to go there for some reason, then I guess go for it. I don't see any reason to go there. I don't know. Tokelau flights. Like, you can't actually fly there. You have to fly next to it and take a boat. They're so expensive. So, next, let's do Tokelau languages. What languages do they speak? Tokelauan. They have a language, Tokelauan and English. So I guess the people there are Tokelauan, I guess, is in... I don't want to say something wrong. Like, what exactly is an ethnicity? Common, national, or cultural tradition. So your nationality, if you're from Tokelau, would be Tokelauan. And I guess you'd be Polynesian. So there's a Tokelauan language. I did not expect that. What the? Native speakers, 17 in Swains Island, 2,100 elsewhere. So about 2,100 something people speak this language. Damn. So English is the most popular language, right? Why is this saying 1.132 million? That can't be right. The most spoken languages in the world is not English. Oh, non-native speakers. So we have like double the non-native speakers. This is wrong, right? It should be billion. Million? Yeah, that should say billion. So English has this number plus this number amount of speakers. This should be billion. Mandarin is second. Okay, so that's it for Tokelau. One cool fact I'd say about Tokelau is that I learned is that the whole country is run on solar panels. But I don't want to take away from that, but it's a very small country. But the whole country's run on solar, clean energy. Yeah, that's it for Tokelau. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.